Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 33 Founders. I'm incredibly excited to be here today with the co-founders of Zady, Maxine and Soraya. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, now can we just start out with you guys giving us a glimpse of what you do over at Zady?
Sure. So we are an online destination for the emerging conscious consumer. We're telling the story behind how every product is made, really going as far back as we can down to the farm so that people can feel excited and connected to the products that they buy for the very first time.
And one of the features you guys have on your site is an actual map where you can see every part of the process of how your piece of clothing was designed.
Yes, that's called Origins. We think for full transparency, which the internet allows, we should be able to detail down to the raw materials how beautiful products are comprised. And this is something that we think our customers like, not only because it's a cool feature, but because they really can understand what Maxine just referenced, the farm-to-closet process. You know, our clothing is actually made. It doesn't just kind of magically appear at the mall. And we've lost an appreciation over the past couple of decades for that process, and it's time that our generation brought the appreciation for craftsmanship back.
We're bringing it back.
So now, as you're disrupting the fashion industry, what are some of your competitive advantages?
It's really, we have a focus on storytelling, and it's not just storytelling, it's authentic storytelling. Our biggest, strength as a company and as a brand is that we're being really authentic and transparent, and I think people are really craving that. We've gone through this whole, past decade of fast fashion, and we all lived through it. We all know what that felt like, and are just kind of now realizing how expensive it is. We think it's cheap, but it ends up costing us a lot, and costing our environment a lot as well. And so that's really our greatest asset, is creating and helping support those brands that are doing a really great job and telling their stories and being authentic and transparent about it.
One of the ways you guys do that is your special feature with the Bootstrap project. Can you tell us about your work, Maxine?
Sure. So I came at this as a nonprofit founder of the Bootstrap project, and the Bootstrap project is working with artisans throughout the developing world, from Zambia, Tajikistan, Nepal, Turkey, working with those artisans to help them launch their businesses and really to train the next generation of artisans. Because what we found in doing our work, and Soraya and really the entire team of Zady, we're all involved with the Bootstrap project now. What we found is that there's grandparents that are making these beautiful products, and they haven't been passing it down, these amazing traditions down to the next generation because of globalization. So we're changing that direction, we're changing that course, we're helping train the next generation of entrepreneurs and artisans in the developing world. And it's a really exciting time and a wonderful partnership between the Bootstrap project and Zady.
How do you balance being the co-founder of two companies? Because people talk work-life balance, but you have work-life balance.
The Bootstrap project and Zady are very close. I'm not the one that's doing the day-to-day management. There's a really phenomenal team behind that. And then Zady, we all are working to help support the Bootstrap project, and we love that. We love it. Builds us closer together as a team, and it's just a part of our DNA, and it helps us as a company.
So I want to talk about pop-ups really quickly. You guys led the way back in December with a pop-up in LaGuardia, which was genius because you got to meet people from around the world and tell them your story. Can you touch on the importance for online retailers having physical locations?
Your timing with this question couldn't be better, truthfully, because we're packing up right now for a pop-up in Montauk this weekend at the Surf Lodge. Whether it's LaGuardia Airport or Montauk, New York, and soon other touch points across the U.S., what we really believe is that to be a modern brand born online, you still must have an appreciation for the fact that people like to shop with their eyes. And shopping is a visceral experience. And we always want to be a brand that gets to know our customers in real life for a lot of reasons. First and foremost, because we learn a lot. We speak to them, we engage with them, we hear what kinds of products they're looking for, what excites them about Zady and the Zady mission. And to us, as technologists, you can call that data, but it's also just real life experience with, a live group of great test consumers. But also pop-up shops are an opportunity for us to really share the full story of Zady. Typically we lead with a mission sign detailing all the 5 badges that we post on our website. We give badges for products that have high quality raw materials, badges that are emphasizing the fact that some of these products are made in the USA, badges that signal that a product is locally sourced, badges that signal that a product is environmentally conscious. And when people see that as they enter our pop-up shop, they recognize immediately what we stand for, the brand values that are the strength of Zady. So we'll never turn our back to the physical world experience, but it's really important as a brand born online to be thought of as omnichannel.
In light of spreading your message, Soraya, you've emphasized the importance of launch day for startups. How can startups plan a Wall Street Journal cover for their launch?
Well, that's a tall order. There are a few steps you can take to ensure that you will be received with great reception. Number one, Maxine and I both say this often, stand for something. At Zady, we take a stand against fast fashion, and we believe in sustainable, slow fashion, and we believe in products that are first and foremost stylish, but also ethically produced. So to garner a Wall Street Journal story, we were pretty provocative in the ways in which we spoke to journalists about the brand that we were building. We said, we're launching a movement, not just, company. And I think that attracted the people who write about our space. We believe in preparing ourselves for communication, and so we had a 3-month rollout to what we called launch date, and we took that time to meet with people who might be catalysts for our story, both influencers, friends, peers, family, of course, but also journalists. And we built a really compelling landing page saying that Zady was coming. It was designed by our creative director, Anna Wolfgang, and it's such a beautiful site whereby the story of what was to come was unveiled with a very simple 1-page site in Parallax, and allowed people to sign up for the wait list in advance of the actual launch. So preparation is everything. You can only launch once. Standing up for something, having a mission or a strong belief in the brand that you're launching, and giving yourself ample time to communicate with the people who could be catalysts of change.
Great.
Now, the two of you have known each other since high school in Minneapolis, so long time. How do you two get the most out of your co-founder relationship?
Time? It's only been 5 years.
5 years. Yeah, it's really graduating. It's a balancing act, and it's really what it provides is instead of one person having to do the work, it's 2 people. And when you want to go far, you go as a team, and that's really what we believe from our partnership, really to the team that we're building. It's not just the 2 of us. We couldn't at all be where we are if it weren't for our very dedicated team. And that's how we do it. We are focused on teamwork. We're focused on dividing and conquering. And that's how we're able to get so fast so far.
You're pretty... sorry. Go on.
Well, the strongest startups operate like a relay race. It's passing the baton from one ninja to the next.
So you're a pretty close-knit team. What are the essentials then? What are the essential components that you look for in hiring?
So it's really twofold for us. It's obviously having the right credentials and the right background so that they're in a position to succeed. But then it's also being on the same page in terms of the mission. And that's what we've really found is when we have those 2 magical components in place, we can go really far. Obviously, we're a startup, so they're not coming, for the glory of our beautiful office. They're coming because they're committed to building something with us. And it's been really exciting. And I think the thing that we're most proud of, Soraya and I, is building this team that is so talented, way smarter than us, and just believes in this mission that we're building together.
So how do you ensure then that these new employees will fit the team culture? And if they don't, how do you get them to embrace that?
We've been really lucky in that the people who have sought out Zady have learned about us from the earliest. Because remember, we're less than a year old, almost a year old. And so, while we get resumes sent to us at contact@Zady daily, and we love that, we read every single pitch letter, the people who have been really persistent and excited to show us how much they believe in the brand tend to be the right fit. Sometimes they start off as interns and then end up in much more senior roles. That's happened twice now for us. So in some ways, it's about this next generation of workers who grew up reading about the perks that you could get at Google, for instance. I have a lot of friends who gained the Google 15, eating the free food in the cafeteria. And that kind of recruiting will take you so far. But really believing that the brand that you're joining is going to make an impact on the world and change lives for the better is the only kind of recruiting that works for the long, long term. So everybody has been a cultural fit at Zady so far, and we believe it's because they truly understand what our brand stands for.
And it's also that, we're only hiring those people that feel that that already have that fit. So we're not trying to train them into having that fit. That's part of the inspiration and the desire to work at Zady.
So we want to end with a question for each of you. Soraya, I'll start with you. What does it take to be deemed one of the most creative people in business?
Well, I don't know. I certainly was shocked a few years ago when that happened. And so, if you ask me, I'm actually not that creative. I just surround myself with really smart people, and I believe that I have a strong work ethic that I picked up from my parents. And I believe in staying ahead of trends and curves. And so if you research and keep your eyes open and surround yourself with people smarter than yourself, maybe, just maybe, somebody will give you an accolade that doesn't make any sense at all.
How do you transition that creativity and all of your ideas to tangible action items?
Me personally?
Yes.
Lists, prioritization lists. I mean, between the two of us, we probably have 1,000 ideas for the business every single day. And you have to prioritize those ideas, and you have to put them into pragmatic next steps, boiling it down, as Maxine's mom said, and now she says, yeah, right? How do you chew an elephant? One bite at a time. So we do everything in baby bites, and again, it's a lot of passing the baton. This person, great, set up an initial meeting. That meeting goes well, terrific. Let's set up a follow-up lunch. What are the outcomes that we want from the lunch? Who are the team members that we can assign to be on top of this project and project management, etc.? So you can have a lot of creative ideas, but if you don't have the wherewithal and the follow-through, then it's never going to be anything tangible. And what's really cool about our team is that everyone is creative, but we're all very pragmatic at the same time.
Just bite off one piece at a time.
Yeah.
So, Maxine, you've mentioned that power poses can help people get ready for meetings. Do you literally mean holding my hands up? Because I've done that before when I would prepare for school presentations, and they said it helped me do better.
Absolutely. I think it's both a literal and a figurative power pose.
Do yours right now.
We're both petite women, and I think it's really helpful when we oftentimes are dealing with a group of men, oftentimes twice our age or over.
And size.
And possibly size. So it's helpful to come in feeling really confident and doing those things, making that a part of the preparation for a meeting. We're big on preparation and having those little moments where you can feel confident and walk in and doing the sort of subtle psychological things like a power pose before just puts you in that right frame of mind to conquer a meeting.
So what's your best leadership tactic?
I think for us, we've both said this, is surrounding ourselves with people smarter than us. And that's just key to building out a team. And you don't lead by position, you lead by example. Sorry, we're in a co-working space together.
But for the last week.
For the last week.
Huge milestone.
Yeah.
That's great.
Huge milestone.
Leading by example and not by position, and just having those people who are way better than you are to be on the team with you.
Great.
All right, now how can people get on Zady?
Go to www.zady.com. Z-E-D-Y.
Zady.com, or follow us at Zady on Instagram, at Zady on Twitter, /Zady on Facebook, /ZadyPins on Pinterest. We're around.
Awesome. Thank you guys
Excellent.
so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thank you.